Hi, my name is Erica Clark. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist with a private practice in Tampa. And I spoke a bit a while back about this idea of languishing and something that a lot of us are experiencing and have experienced over the last couple of years, just in terms of um, the changes that COVID has brought to our communities and the way that it's changed our jobs and the way that our kids go to school and all of those things. So the first pillar of well-being, this kind of the antithesis or the antidote to languishing and towards flourishing, the first pillar that we talked about to enhance well-being was this idea of finding a place for positive emotions, finding those things in your day to day to recognize and acknowledge the joy that you can find, even when circumstances are more limited. The second pillar, and again, these are from positive psychology, the second pillar is engagement. The best way to define engagement, this idea of engaging and connecting with something that you're doing or with a person you're talking to, is this idea of finding a flow state. So, a flow state is when your skills and attention are directed towards a challenging activity that has a clear goal, immediate feedback with progress towards that goal. So it's a time where your concentration is fully absorbed in the moment. Sometimes your perception of time can even be distorted. It's this idea of, okay, wow, that just, those 2 hours or 3 hours just flew by. But the difference in maybe something like going down the rabbit hole on social media and losing time is that this has kind of a goal at the end. You're working towards something that feels productive. So examples of that could be playing a musical instrument, reading a book, writing, gardening, hiking, sports training, running, photography, even doing a home improvement task or project, a work task, or even a good conversation. So, a time where you can really fully be present and engage in something that feels productive, whether it be towards connection or actual just kind of productivity. Um, that's a really important piece of well-being, is finding times that you can do that. For some people it might be in a workplace, it might be through your work, is that's a passion and that's somewhere where you can feel productive and driven and get into that flow state. For other people it's not work, and that's why I encourage this idea of finding a hobby, whether it be photography, physical activity, something where you can essentially kind of zone out, almost to zone in, to kind of focus in on something that feels productive, feels engaging, because that goes a really long way in filling us up, helping us feel productive, and enhancing our well-being. Another piece that's important to keep in mind is that flow state and this idea of flow is best achieved during uninterrupted time. That's hard. That's hard to come by, especially if maybe you're working at home or you have kids at home or things like that. To find uninterrupted time can be really tricky, but so important. So it could be that you make sure, the first hour of your day is a time where you put away your phone, you put away your computer, you maybe have some alone time. Maybe you wake up before the kids do or before a spouse does, and have that downtime to say, okay, I'm uninterrupted. Here's what I want to focus my attention on. So that piece of it is tricky to get in place, but such a good one to start finding that carved out time for uninterrupted time, so you have more of a possibility of achieving flow. So my suggestion or my recommendation for you this week would be to see what activities that might look like, what that might look like for you. So if you used to love reading but haven't gotten into it in a long time, find a book. Find a good book. Again, it doesn't have to be something super productive. It's just the idea of engaging in something with your full attention and being able to really absorb what it is you're engaging in. It could be that you have a task that maybe it's a home improvement task that you've been putting off or you've been waiting for the right time to do it. Is carve out a time to do it and see, is that something that helps you reach that flow state, and how does that improve your sense of well-being? And it might take uh, trying a few different things and kind of picking and choosing, and then seeing, kind of being a researcher on yourself and seeing which one works best for you, and then start adding those things into your day, into your week, as a strategy to improve your well-being and get closer to that place of flourishing.